guys, we are here with Brew this morning. I wanted to show everybody how I go about working on jumping when I have a dog outside with me, or a dog that is pulling a lot and we're in the beginning stages of getting them to understand that we do not move forward when there's pressure on the leash, and working on jumping. Brew particularly going on top of the hill to go potty, son. That's fine. Good boy, Brew. So the best thing to do for jumping, there's a few options that you have. One, as I stated in the other video, using your spatial pressure to move in. See, he jumps. He likes to go on his back legs. I swear, if you taught him to walk on his back legs, he could do it. But a cool little tip that I've been working on, because even when I give him what I like to call the lawnmower pops, he goes straight back to wanting to pull. And that's simply because he has been in the shelter. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this. Simply because he has been in the shelter for so long and has had so many different handlers, and really just no reinforcement of all of these commands. So first off, making sure that that is centered as high up as you can get it. See how he goes up on his back legs a lot? That's the kind of behavior that we are working on with Brew, to increase his chances of getting a forever home. Nobody loves jumpers. Nobody loves pullers. Brew, he is picking up on pressure and release. Brew. Yes. See, but he pops right back up. So he doesn't have a lot of impulse control. That's going to be his main thing that we're working on. But really what I wanted to show for this video particularly is for jumping. So if you have your slip lead on and you stand right about there where he still has room to just like kind of do what he wants. If you're standing right here, you're not giving any slack. If you stand right about here, Brew, who's a good boy? See how every single time he just jumped, he got whoop, 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 every single time. Once he understands that pressure means calm down, each one of those corrections is telling him, nah, calm down, right? So you're really reinforcing to him that he needs to stay into a calmer state of mind if he wants to say hello to people. You have to remember that the whole idea behind a slip lead is a loose leash. This always needs to be loose. If it isn't, he is now pulling. So right now he's trying to pull even harder because he's so used to, when I pull, the people behind me move. He's taking full control of the situation, and he's had a long time to do that. So it's going to take some time to break these habits with him. This is all going to be about handling skills with him. If you are not a firm handler with him and get him to understand right from the get-go that this is the behavior I accept, and this is the behavior that I want from you, by giving him directions to follow. So right there, okay, so he's getting all wiggity, right? So I'm going to stand on my leash and then watch. What you doing, good boy? What you doing here? Right? So right now, see, even right there, he's trying to hump my leg. He's clawing onto my leg. These are all these are all dominance issues. Using this slip lead, though, makes it so that he has a correction. So as you can see, he definitely has some work to do. He definitely needs to learn to keep his front paws down. Whoever adopts him is going to have to really focus on that. Besides that, he's doing really well with everything. We really need to work on him being a little bit calmer when he's on leash. Even when he's playing with the other dogs, he'll if you knew Spot, he's very similar to when Spot first started, where Spot would literally fly over the tops of other dogs. Wait, buddy, you're all tangled. Where he would literally fly across the tops of other dogs and just land on another dog's back. He would literally just fly. Excuse me. But by the time he left for New York, he was no longer doing that. He knew how to play appropriately. So we're going to be doing the same thing that we did with Spot, with Brew, just really reinforcing. It's all about repetition and reinforcement and consistency. The more you do it, the better he's going to get at it. The more consistent you are with it, the easier he's going to understand that this is our normal, how we do things. And it's also going to help you with your handling skills, because every dog is different. Just because you were good with working with one dog doesn't mean you're great with working with every dog, because just like kids, every dog is different. Every dog learns at different paces. They all learn with different methods. They all learn with different tools. Some learn better with different handlers than others, just like teachers. So really, it's all about how the teacher or the handler reinforces and helps the dog to understand what I do want them to do, not just waiting for them to mess up and saying, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. If he only knows what you don't want him to do, he doesn't know what you do want him to do. So you want to set him up for success by practicing these things in a controlled setting when you're expecting it to happen, and you set him up for things like jumping, where I would stand on my leash already. Come here, buddy. See here. He's so leggy. He always puts his leg underneath. Right? Oh, you're a good boy. See, like right away, he wants to put his leg underneath. What's up, boo-boos? How you do? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're a good boy. Who's a good puppy? Who's a good puppy? So already he's kind of like, nah, I'm not falling for your tricks, lady. I'm too excited to sniff around, and I saw the cat now. So anyway, I'm going to cut this short, but I just wanted to kind of give everybody a little bit of an update and let whoever is going to have Brew in their life have a little bit of an insight on how you are going to continue education with him when he comes home or comes to his new foster home or whatever it may be. I'm always available for questions. You are always welcome to watch any other YouTube videos that I have on my page. It does not have to be specifically about Brew. The methods that I use for all of my dogs. So it doesn't matter what dog video you watch, you will still learn valuable information. Things like this are mainly what I want to express, though. The jumping, do not let him. Use your knee, bump him off of you, stand on his leash so that he gets instant corrections, and move into him using off. And then when he stops, you back up. If he goes for it again, off, he stops, you back up. Or you're going to go off and kind of give him a bump, right? Like off, so that he starts to understand. Because he does jump high and he jumps fast. And as you saw already twice, he wrapped his legs around my leg, which either will be one, he's going to hump because of a dominance move, or two, he's simply trying to gain control of the situation. Not to get off track, but I've had a Cane Corso where when I picked the dog up for training, there was 0 incidences with bite incidences or anything like that. He was cool with me for the first couple of minutes. We were saying hi, we were getting all of his stuff ready to go, and he did just what Brew did, where he jumped up and he wrapped around my leg. And before I could finish saying the sentence, come get your dog, he had jumped up and grabbed my arm in his mouth and chomped down on my arm. And he's a Cane Corso. He was a big boy. Even then, I got him to release my arm, and as I pulled my arm away, he grabbed my thumb, and you can't really see it on camera, but I had my whole thumb got ripped off here, and I had to get multiple stitches on my arm and my thumb. So that can really be a sign that you need to be careful, that they're taking dominance to a whole new level. So you have to make sure that you are putting a stop to behaviors before they progress. If you can get him to calm down on a leash and not jump, then you don't have to worry about him jumping and wrapping his paws around you. I know I keep saying that we're going to end this, but I keep thinking of one other thing. This is another thing that I've been practicing with him. So it's a little tricky to figure out how to do this. Even as a trainer, I kind of just taught myself how to do this just recently. I just made this up myself. This is going to allow me to apply pressure as soon as he gets in front of me. Because he's a strong puller, it hurts my hand. I mean, and I do this a lot every day, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty strong when it comes to giving dogs pops and everything. It doesn't normally hurt me, but when a dog goes flying to the end of the leash like that, it hurts to have to it hurts to have to try and do a snap on the leash like that. So what I've learned to kind of do with Brew and a few other dogs. Come on, buddy. He sees my cat. He's all, let me walk over here away from the key. See, watch. As soon as he gets there, you want to pull back. Pull back. But see how he pulls so hard? His whole body leaves the ground when I have to yank him back because he pulls so hard. So teaching him more red lights are going to be important. But like I was just trying to show, Brew, stop. See, like he won't even let me release this pressure. As soon as I release this pressure, watch, he's going to be gone. See, most dogs, what we want to teach them is pressure means calm down. We don't move forward again until you're relaxed. This is slid all the way down to his trachea, which is not going to be helpful. We want it nice and high up. I'm also going to try starting to use a prong collar with him today to see if the snap of the leash helps at all. But you can see how much more control I have over him when this is positioned properly high up. See, I can stop him so much quicker without any force. And look, he goes into that sit quicker. Brew. He goes into that sit a lot quicker because we're applying the pressure to the pressure point in his skull, not applying pressure to his throat and his trachea, which is not going to help. Right? So really with Brew, the main thing we're going to be working on is red light, green light. We're going to be doing pressure on. Pressure off. Pressure on. And we just hold this pressure. It doesn't matter how long this takes. We teach him we don't move forward with pressure. We calm down. And this force of pressure hasn't changed. Again, I can do this with one amount of, just enough to keep him where I need him to be. There you go. He finally realized, let's try this. And as soon as he did, pressure went away. Okay, he got up without me telling him, so pressure back on. Spatial pressure to stand in front of him and block him from distractions. Brew, Brew. Good. 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 Right? Even just working on this, learning to just sit and be calm, because he's been in the shelter for so long. When he gets out, he wants to run and play, which I don't blame him. But hopefully I can try and show you this one more time before I get distracted with my crazy brain. So what I do is I stand on this leash and I kind of walk with it so that as soon as he pulls forward, my foot... See, I missed it. It's weird learning how to do this. I'm still figuring it out, but it works really well. I'm just figuring out the ins and outs of how to do it. Yeah, stop him there. Anyway, this is way too hard to do with while I'm trying to film. Maybe I'll try and show you how to do this when I have my my tripod set up. But like, as you can see, pressure on. He's already starting to learn. So we move, right? See, he's like, he pulls. So if I was my hand, right? So if we use my foot, he gets stopped instantly before he can get very far. Otherwise, he's going to get to the end of that leash and he's going to yank your arm really hard and it's going to hurt. He's also got to learn to stop doing this. Nice little boy. So anyway, yeah, we have some work that we're going to be doing with Brew, just teaching him calm state of mind. Besides that, though, he's a really sweet dog. He's smart. He is happy. He likes to play. He loves his food. He loves toys. He's good with people. He was fine meeting my son. It's really just the force of strength that he has, and kind of teaching him to get out of this frame of mind right here, where he is laser focused on my cat right now. And even probably with food, I couldn't get him to look at me. So I am standing on that leash because you can see he's going to bolt towards my cat any second now. And he's actually fine with the cat. If Fred is just sitting there, he'll go up and just sniff him and everything. It's 100% prey drive with him. He sees animal move, dog chases it. That's really what prey drive boils down to when you have dogs that chase cats. And then like people are like, most of the time they're fine together, but then other times, you know, that's what it is. It's like the cat will run away and the dog will, the instincts kick in, prey drive kicks in, and he runs. And he's I guess I'll have to be that shelter person that says he's a lab mix. I don't know. I guess I would guess some lab and some pit, but he's definitely got that kind of breed in him where that energy is chase, you know. That's just who he is. So it's really just about learning who the dog is, what issues we need to kind of help guide him through, and setting him up for success by practicing things in a controlled setting, rather than just trying to go and take him to the park and he's crazy and you're like, I can't handle this. If you can't get him to walk nicely in your neighborhood, you are not going to be able to get him to walk nicely at a pet store or at a park or anything. You've got to build up trust. You've got to build up a working relationship with him, and he has to understand what the rules are before we start giving him additional freedoms. But this is nice. See how like I can give him just a little couple pops. That's what we want to be able to do. Couple pops just to stay, pay attention, but then no pressure. Right, so what we've been filming for almost 20 minutes now, I'd say. And we can already see a difference in the fact that I can walk with him and not have pressure on, and use this leash as a communication to say, hey, focus on me, or full on calm down. So we have yellow light, green light, and red light. Brew. Brew. Spatial pressure. And you have to follow through with this 100% of the time. You have to follow through. Brew. Sit. Normally I wouldn't say that, but since he's in the beginning stages, and my cat loves to haunt us. He loves to taunt us, doesn't he? Right. So there you have it, guys. If anybody is interested in Brew, or you know anybody that thinks he would be a good pair for it, he loves to be outside. He is a really awesome dog. You guys would have a lot of fun with him, especially for somebody that wants to work with their dog and build up this nice working relationship together. Brew is certainly, he's a good boy, and he deserves a second shot at life. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we will be back with more Brew videos. Hope you guys have a good one. Say bye. Say bye, buddy.